Rupa Brahmani Brahmate Kon Bhagavan Jiv Guru Krishna Prashade by Bhakti Bish. So we know that is fortunate soul, after wandering through so many layers of material reality. And I spoke today about material reality with Goswami Maharaj. And I said, well, some people don't understand metaphysical aspect. And he corrected me. He said, it's not the metaphysical, it's actually physical aspect. Svargaloka, Mahaloka, Tapaloka, it's all physical. It's still within, conception of physical universe, which we know very little of, but all we know is the higher world. There's still service of Vishnu going on there. And in the low world planetary system, there's still Vishnu. I think the only plane which is here, when there's no Vishnu, there's like also Jesus Christ or Muhammad or Steve Hawkins, whatever the God you can choose, of God of materialism, the God of Judaism. And it's only material world. Now, what's the difference? On a higher planetary system, living beings, normally those who accept Vishnu, but they also accept some kind of karma. Like they want to rule the world, like Brahma or Indra. They want to have, they have kama desire. They have desire to rule, to control. So they're getting this controlling position by Lord of Vishnu grace, but also they're worshiping Vishnu, but there's some possibility to establish themselves as a master. On the low planetary world, we know there are beings, two types of beings. One type of beings are demonic, they reject Vishnu. Second type of beings, and interesting, although they're rejecting Vishnu, but they have to serve under Yamaraj, like inhabitants of hell. They're the former sinners. So after being some time in the hell, they get a good, promotion to become, the evil beings, which means they will express all their evil tendencies towards those who meant to be punished. But still, they're doing this under supervision of Yamaraj. So with their negative tendency, they're serving Yamaraj, and they're getting some benefits. So after being sinner souls for so many, years, billions of years, suddenly they become part of the, I would say, the team, the agenda, and they serve by doing bad things and torturing and making other beings suffer. But eventually, something comes to them that they're kind of like, by being connected with devotees, they're purified their existence, so they're getting a chance to become a human being. And Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, those who have this lost and anti-divine tendencies in them, I'm keeping them in dark parts of the universe. So we can understand dark parts of the universe in different planetary systems, which is not actually, according to certain scriptures, they're not connected with sun so much. There's no sunlight. So everything's there replaced with the mystical lights, with the different minerals and crystals. But our lecture today is not about Vedic universe, which we're working on. Our lecture today is about the fortunate soul, Guru Brahmani Brahmate Kon Bhagavan Jiv. Bhagavan Jiv means the soul which has the experienced mercy of the Lord, and that means experienced mercy of the Guru. So, and we know there are different types of guru, like for instance, Bhakti Bimal Avadhut, Saraswati Thakur. They're the liberated souls. They came here to, Bhakti Bimal Avadhut, although he had like 9 children and been married maybe twice in his life, but we can understand he had an incredible spiritual current which allowed him to overcome so many monks and sadhus and sannyasis by just his work of his, his literal work will explain to you. He's actually beyond Vedas, because what the Veda means, it's one thing, but one thing is his point of view on the Vedic literature, especially Vaishnavism. So we can understand he's acting a common person, but actually inside he's liberated person. Also like A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, most of his life is acting as a common person, a genuine Vaishnava, a sincere soul, just like Sandeep, like wife, house, but at the same time, some internal desire to do some service for Krishna. So and he's, managing temple, but externally acting as a materialist, but only on external level, because we need somebody to take care of things, and it would be good, it would be bad if they say, oh Maharaj, can you go clean plumbing? And by the way, the toilet is not working. And like Goswami Maharaj is cleaning, right? So you don't want that. So you want somebody who is a spiritual being, but he's taking himself responsibility. Look, I can take care of people, I can take care of my family, I can take care of you if you allow me to do. So that is actually genuine Vaishnava attitude. So Vaishnava is not trying to perceive some kind of a big man or spiritual man. However, sometimes we need some people to take care of a spiritual service, right? Which means, some devotees are going exclusively dedicate themselves to Guru and Vaishnavas. And we have an examples in our society. Let's say Bhakti Lalita, she's like Saffron Brahmacharya. And she's been all her life like that. So we can say, well, why not sannyasi or this, that? Women normally take sannyas, but women can be like a Saffron Brahmachari. Like, saffron means, some level of purity is there. So when we look at Bhakti Lalita, we know she is really Brahmachari. She's not making a show like some of us. And there's like white Brahmachari, like Keshavananda, let's say, he's a white Brahmachari. So there's a difference between saffron and white, but we're not going to go into difference. But we also say whether you're saffron Brahmachari or white Brahmachari or Vanaprastha, whatever you are, your main intention is whatever your position is to obtain service. And as more exclusive service you're obtaining, is more fortunate you are, because there are different levels of service. So being a preacher is also some kind of a service. But it doesn't mean that, if Avadhut Maharaj is preacher, that doesn't mean that, I'm preacher, I don't do anything. I don't do Veda Life Festival. I don't do organization. That means like you deny your quality for Krishna. You have to fully serve Krishna with whatever talents you have. So that's why Srila Govinda Maharaj, he hasn't hesitated to clean bathroom. If anybody knows, he would go to and clean the bathroom, technically speaking, push the shit. So that's like what we say, clean the bathroom. So he deal with the devotee's shit more than once. Maybe, certain part of his life, he was responsible for taking care of people, especially who's Srila Guru Maharaj's disciples. And, Western people who doesn't know, let's say, Indian way of life, how the Indian toilets work, they stick some paper or something into it. So then Govinda Maharaj had to say, physically come himself and clean it up. Because he knows, it's not possible to live without bathroom. It's like necessity. So Govinda Maharaj didn't hesitate that. But from another point, if all we have to do is Guru serve us in many different ways, then what's our thing? Are we collecting from Guru or are we giving to Guru? So, as we understand, it says Govinda Maharaj one time smiled and he said, it's very, very difficult to find perfect Guru in this world. It's more difficult to find perfect disciple. It's an interesting thing that Govinda Maharaj said. And you can say, well, you have so many disciples. So one time question was to Govinda Maharaj, you have so many disciples. And you know what Govinda Maharaj said? I said, I give beads to many, we'll see who will become one. So the fact is you're getting the neck, Kantimala, you're getting beads, you're getting holy name, you're getting Vaishnava name. That's not really make you Vaishnava. It is your beginning. So what really will make you Vaishnava is your life of service, your sincerity, and we'll see how long you're going to make it. So to become real Vaishnava, that's like the highest, the greatest aspiration. If you really ask, let's say, I don't want to quote the name, but sometimes Gurudev called one very old, very prominent Vaishnava Kanishta Adhikari. So when this information came to him, you know what that prominent Vaishnava said? Everybody said, like, they're very disappointed that our Guru, they have been called Kanishta Adhikari. It's obviously disappointed. But when that Vaishnava heard that, he said, well, at least I got some Adhikar, right? Okay, so if somebody told me very neophyte Vaishnava, that's not a bad thing. The bad thing is somebody call you demon, atheist, like Mayavadi, Vishoya, sense enjoyer. But if somebody tell you you're a neophyte Vaishnava, you say, well, actually, thank you for letting me this high title. If you call me Vaishnava, that's like very, very high title. So in our world, to become a Vaishnava means you're supposed to serve Vaishnava. So when Mahaprabhu was asked, what is Vaishnavism? He said, Jividoya Namaruchi Bhagavat Shravan Archayamurti Sevanama Sankirtan. They said, well, that's too much. To serve deity, it's very few fortunate souls can stay and serve deity. Bhagavat Shravan means like you're hearing from the pure liberated soul. It requires some attention, some adhikar. Chanting holy name with like great attitude. Mathura Vas, live in Mathura, like in a holy place or temple. That's a very, very rare thing. How many out of believers, like if you look at India, out of believers, how can afford to live in a holy place unless they was born there? Very few people can afford. So they say, well, it's a great thing. Residents of Mathura worshiping deity, hearing, from sadhus, hearing the Bhagavad, but how would you describe it for all of us? That Mahaprabhu said three things. Jividoya, which means humility, kindness, tolerance. Namaruchi, only that will lead you to service of holy name, and Vaishnava Sivam. See, you may hear Bhagavad Katha, you may have high sadhu sangha, but if you humble, if you accept Krishna Nam, and if you dedicate your life for the service of Vaishnavas, that is a direct route to success. That means maybe in next life or a million other lives, you'll get to the higher position. Because if without some hankering, suddenly you will be in front of the deity or a holy place and you don't have a taste for it, you're probably not going to like it. You're probably not going to continue doing it. We also learned that. So we've learned that certain people, if they got too much spiritual stuff, they can't stay forever. They can't last. So that's why in my vision, it was like, if I can create a place where a person like myself, which I am considered to be materialist, and I will explain why I consider myself materialist. Not because like I'm totally materialist. I consider myself materialist because I can do some material things for spiritual service. In other words, materialist, which means like I know how to make money, I know how to organize this. These are material things. When they're convert into Guru Vaishnavas, they become spiritual. But you have to have skills. So when you say materialist, it doesn't mean like you gross materialist, all your ideas material. No, like you have to have, like Lord Brahma, he's a materialist. He can he has a software to render the whole universe and maintain. So materialist is not that bad. I mean, there are different levels of Vaishnavas. Like Goswami Maharaj, he's not a materialist. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't have material skills. What it means is he's more preferred with dealing on conscious spiritual substance. But if you ask him some advice as what to do, he's not a stupid person. But he's specializing in some spiritual things. So some people specialize in purely spiritual stuff. Some like Govinda Maharaj, he also ran the whole institution for Srila Sridhar Maharaj. He knew how to build temples. He knew how to sing songs. He knew how to make it happen. And that's, we can't call him materialist, but he knew how to materialize desires of his guru. So a service that we're doing here at Vedic Planetarium is blessed by Srila Govinda Maharaj. And another thing is like, we here learning how to take all these ideas, all these high things into the media of like software, hardware, and finally what we want is to make our own Vedic Planetarium. We know right now ISKCON is becoming very competitive. They're putting together a studio and they're employing people, including even some of our people that work for us, because they're anxious to start doing a production. But I've said there might have the biggest dome in Mayapur, but not the biggest dome in India. So my point is okay, let them be the proprietor of the biggest dome in Mayapur, because to me, the size of a dome is not a big deal. what is big deal to me, what kind of content they're going to come up with. And like, it took me sometimes to think how it looks. I know what they're doing, and they probably going to follow some of our ideas, which is fine. To me, it's fine. If Apple making an iPhone, we know there'll be Samsung who's going to do it, and maybe even do it better in the course of time, which is fine. We're not the only people who ultimate truth be lost. We're serving this ultimate truth. But our aim is like, considering this technology came to this divine will, to us, because we know it's desire of Guru Maharaj. So if they do their own version of Vedic planetarium as they think it is, that's fine with us. We have to do what Guru Maharaj wants, because Guru Maharaj's idea is very profound and very deep. But we're not profound and deep. We have to become deep and profound. And that's what requires practice and service. Practice, because without practice we cannot do this. And service, because it has to become an attitude of service. Otherwise it's become karma or gyan. That's not become devotional. It's become karma or gyan, which is a lower level product. And again, we have a low level product to support a higher level product. But inside our own heart, we have to have desire for perfection and spiritual perfection, bhakti. Not like material perfection. We're not supposed to say, we have the biggest dome, we have the most feelings, we have that. That's not our aim. Our aim is to say, with all our unqualified personalities, we try to satisfy desire of Guru Maharaj and Guru Dev. And if they're happy, it's fine with us. That's like the biggest, we're not even supposed to make Prabhupada happy, because we know if we make Guru Maharaj and Guru Dev happy, Prabhupada will be happy naturally. It's like package deal, all the Sampradaya, Bhakti Vinod, they're all going to be happy. So that group, that small group, we're trying to satisfy, but we also know that small group is very close to Krishna. So one of the part of initiation to receive the Tasmat Gurum Prapadyita Jigyasushe Uttama Shapta Bharacha Nishtanam Tasmayupa Samashrayam. The source has to be authentic source. So if somebody will ask me, Avadhut Maharaj, are you authentic source? I would say, as my estimation of myself is one story, but another estimation of my guru of me. See, my guru told me, you have to give initiation. And then it's an interesting point. When I received sannyas, I was 33 years old. Govinda Maharaj called me in his room. And I said, so now that I am become sannyasi. And he said, actually, that's not your only achievement. He said, you already been sannyasi, it's obvious for me, maybe in previous lives. But what I want you to do is, I want you to go and try to liberate people in those places. I said, how do I do it? He said, well, you give them initiation. I said, Maharaj, I'm come on. He said, no, you don't think. You don't give them initiation from you. You give them initiation from me. That's like, I'm giving you this wealth. It's not your wealth. It's my wealth, but you should go and distribute. And I said, Maharaj, how do I understand who to give it, who's not? He said, well, it's very simple. You'll find somebody and you detect if this person's sincere or not. See, because in ISKCON, you're supposed to pay that much money, you're supposed to follow that program, which is fine, learn the slokas, show regulative principles for some time. But, we don't have this setup. Neither, we don't believe that's the exact system. So Guru Maharaj described in his, later I understood, because Guru Maharaj is giving in his talk explanation about Vedic Diksha and tantric Diksha. See, in Vedic Diksha, a qualified guru of the time giving qualified disciple initiation. And that is described in different scriptures except Hari Bhakti Vilasa. So in Hari Bhakti Vilasa, it describes a time of initiation. A mantra of initiation also described, it says different times. So, and it says, well, if initiation not done at a proper time, the mantra is not proper, it may not work. When I read it, I thought, wow, interesting. Because while I've been reading the scripture, I thought, well, that means like what we're doing is something wrong. But it was an interesting thing. On the end, it was says, but if we consider a circumstance, the will of Guru, that's what is the decision. Do you understand? By will of Guru, the time become beneficial, the mantra become beneficial. What does really mean? There are two types of initiation, as Guru Maharaj explained. One is the Vedic initiation, which means qualified Guru giving initiation to qualified disciple within Varnashrama system. Let's say the Brahman Guru is supposed to initiate Brahman, the Kshatriya, and he can initiate everybody else. But then it could be the Kshatriya Guru, the Shudra Guru, and if there's Brahman Guru available, you should go for Brahman Guru, blah 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 blah. The whole, which means like a Vedic time. But it also says, by the power of holy name and the power of Krishna himself, like Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, all of this circumstance can be avoided because we do not live in a Vedic time. So whatever was done in previous yugas with an Indian society is not working. Because Mahaprabhu came and he brought Krishna Nam to everybody. So the question has come, the Vedic initiation may be possible sometimes. So the Tantric initiation comes. What is the Tantram? Tanushya Trayate. Tantra means the conversion. It's like you take the water and by mantram convert into Ganga water. That's like a Tantric procedure. So you take somebody who is not qualified. Why he's not qualified? I mean, not born in proper family, whatever, he's non-perfect. But that is not conditions for Krishna. Krishna is the purest of the pure, and holy name is the purest of the pure. So by the power of the holy name, this holy name comes in the heart of a disciple, and through his sincere hankering and through his sincere service, that holy name will gradually awaken his life and make him a perfect person. That's what our initiation is. However, I have to explain something between cash and credit card. So when people ask you, how do you pay? Cash or credit card? Cash means in spiritual world, already doing so many service. That's cash. Remember, cash means real wealth of a service. Somebody come and say, well, actually, I'm not really up to the cash standard. I don't have any cash. Because remember, service also comes with faith and sadhu sangha association. So that's why Bhakti Bimal Thakur, he's the first person who came with idea of holy name equal to different currency. Like 1 cent is 1 rupee is a holy name, but there's nothing you can buy with 1 rupee. However, there's like 25 rupees, you can already afford something. At 50 rupees, you find on that budget 100 rupees, but in Russia there's called endless ruble, неразменный рубль. Endless ruble means is only if you have one that kind of ruble, it's endless. You always have ruble come from it. After, an infinity of rubles you can have. So that is the true Krishna Nam. The pure name of Krishna is like that. It's Chintamani, it's ultimate wealth that fulfill all your desires, and really, if you have that, there's nothing else need, because it's Krishna himself. However, it comes in stages. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. So when someone receiving holy name, it's more or less like a seed. It's not a tree yet. Then as you start pouring water of like service on that seed, gradually that seed is start growing. So when we say faith, first become Lokika Shraddha, like means material faith. And then it's become Tattvika Shraddha, means the true faith, based on Tattva, based on faith. So sometimes Guru Maharaj would say, this person has faith within the world of Sadguna, Triguna. And we know, like, what happens sometimes, like Tama and Rajaguna, they sometimes fight together, Sadguna. That's why it's very difficult to stand on the level of Sadguna, because once you go into Sadguna, Raja and Tattva join together forces and they attack Sadguna and you go down if you're not have substantial faith. So it says in Bhagavatam, etam sapastayam parat manishtam. Paratmanishta means real faith, steady faith. Only that kind of faith can take us to connection with Krishna Nam, a Guru, and Vaishnava. So there are three things: Krishna Nam, the deity, and Vaishnav can be only conceived with proper faith. If someone does not have that kind of faith, he see Govardhan as a stone, he see Guru as a human being, and he see Krishna Nam as something is not as powerful as he thought he is. That's why we have to understand that's a very dangerous stage, because you don't have any spiritual discrimination. When you're not having any spiritual discrimination, you're blind. That's like a blind stage of faith. Then it's only when it comes to you. You know, if I touch you, you understand I'm exist. Otherwise, you can't see me. It's just like playing in Pryatki, this hiding game. Like, you know, somebody, but your eyes are tight, you don't see things, and you feel something is there, but you don't really understand what it is. So that's our very genuine stage of a practitioner, called blind faith. In this case, it's only come from a higher level. Still, it is Vaishnava, like this big guru, when he was called by Govinda Maharaj's neophyte, he was actually happy. He said, the Vaishnava recognize I have some faith. That's not a small thing. Like, I have some money. Maybe I'm not a capitalist, but you know, I've got few rupees to shop around, which means like I can extend my capital. How do you extend your capital? Is you extend your capital by investment, constant investment. Like people want to buy Bitcoin. So it's an interesting. What came to me is like the cryptocurrency. What is the cryptocurrency? Which is supported by other blockchain transactions. So it's almost like holy name. And what are we doing when we're doing chanting? It's like mining. Do you understand? We connect and mine, and then it's become a wealth and property, and so much faster can grow by spiritual mining of like crypto. Because remember, everything we have here, all these ideas, they're actually shadow of reality. So when somebody say blockchain technology or cryptocurrency, it's just a shadow of reality. So in a real way, Krypton is Krishna, because it has eternal value. And mining, we say, well, why you need mining? Actually, mining is not affecting currency, it's affecting us. Do you understand? So to Krishna Nam already pure and transcendental, but as we chant this, it's not like, oh, Krishna depends on our chanting. No, it's not like this. That's a very old idea, is that gods are fed by sacrifices. If we don't do sacrifice, gods become useless. That's like idea with material gods. That's actually half true, because gods are dependent on our offer. It's just like, you live in a country where you pay bills. Now, what happened in Russia right now against Putin, they say, we want to sabotage election. It's an interesting thing. So nobody elects you, then you lose your meaning. So Krishna does not need election. He's not an elected God. Some people say, well, there are like so many Christians or Muslims. It's not about election. It's not how many of you. It's not like how many Hindus. It doesn't really make this way. It doesn't. What really make value is the reality. Who is the divine person? Who is Purushottam? And what is his qualities and properties? So we can understand Krishna has incredible qualities and incredible properties. First, his qualities, as a Bhagavan, the beauty and knowledge, self-detachment and glory and everything. So that's why we say Krishna is God. Etikam sapala pungsam Krishna stu Bhagavan swayam Brahmatmiti Paramatmiti Bhagavanati Shavyate. But we also know Krishna exists within everybody's heart as Paramatma. He's everywhere as Brahman. Nothing exists without him. So there's no possibility of existence. But as a Bhagavan, as a Purushottama, as the being, the prized person, which we're looking for somebody to have our eternal exchange with, we're always looking for object of love. That's what we're lacking in this world. Otherwise, God exists everywhere. What's the point? But we're not looking for exactly the God that exists everywhere. It's like a divinity conscious realization. What we're existing as a person that we're supposed to love and serve and dedicate ourselves. So our happiness in loving exchange, everybody will say that, everybody, men, women, dog, children, animals, everybody looking for somebody to love and give yourself to. But obviously, living in an illusionary environment, we're looking for a boy or a girl or old girl, young boy, whatever. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it means all our life we'll be looking for love. There will be never age for us when we stop looking for love. It's not like, I stopped looking for love at the age of 70 or 60 or 80 or 90. Into the last day of our existence, love is our ultimate goal of reality. So, speaking this very, very profound, talk about initiation, seeing our friend already got a little tired, and you know what, if you would go to like Kumbh Mela, in Kumbh Mela you'll see there's initiation, let's say in Junakara with Naga Babas. So those who are supposed to take initiation, they're going to special circle, they shave heads, they remove all their clothes, they smear themselves in ashes, and they're supposed to non-sleep for like 7 or 3 days. They stay in the cold, they stay in a very severe environment because they're candidate for initiation. Then, after some time being in the cold, no food, because that means like they're being tested for their future spiritual life, and babas and nagas, which means like you're not supposed to eat, you're not supposed to have any comforts of life, and they're checking you. Are you still here or you run away? So there's brahmacharis who are supposed to become babas, naga babas. They sit in the circle, don't sleep all night. No hash at that time, very important. So no drugs, maybe even water. They have a little water. So they're waiting for. I'm seeing this because I was filming, and actually, an interesting moment. There are other people around them, and they become quite aggressive. Oh, don't film me! They're very aggressive. Do you know why? Because they're freaking hungry. It's not like they become big babas or big yogis. They're just like, they're trying. They're trying to be qualified for initiation. So after 3 or 7 days, depending which akara, which tradition they're joining, they get initiation. And after that, they can get drunk and stoned. You understand? So I'm just joking, but after that, they get some, But that is tamaguna. Do you understand? That is tamaguna because obviously you should expect some difficulties. If you're expecting spiritual life, you should expect some difficulties. Somebody will tell you some bad words. It's not like everybody going to love you because you're a devotee. Devotee is going to love you, but other people say, you're useless. What you're doing is that's sectarian. Like you accept this Krishna. Who is Krishna? So you should be prepared for that. So you should be prepared. It's not everybody's going to receive you. Second things, remember, it's not for your comfort. It's not like, now I become a devotee, now I'm supposed to get bad food, whatever I want, and everybody have to become my servant just because I'm a disciple of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat. That is not also how we see this. You're entering the world of service, and you're going to serve under senior devotees, which there'll be many. And time to time, you'll have some time with your guru, but it's not like your guru is not supposed to entertain you. It's supposed to provide you the service and direction where you're going. So, but one thing I can say is, through your fortune, you've been connected with devotees. Through your fortune, you've got some skills, which you should develop. Like every skill you should develop. It's not like you know how to press the button and you already the movie Fellini. No, this doesn't work like this. By doing constant work, constant service, and by perfecting yourself. So I have some books for you to read on your professional level. But on a spiritual level, it's also constant self-perfection. Study the scriptures, study books, study, hear from Vaishnavas, do all this stuff and continuously go. Like, do you understand? Continuous. It's not like you go one day. It's like your eternal path. This is your eternal path. And maybe you'll make only one step in this path, but it's one step towards Krishna. It's better than step back, because other people's life is no steps forward. So you have to be prepared. Life of Chakudana Dilu Jai Janme Janme Prabhu say. That's what we say in the song. Prepare for Janme Janme Prabhu say, life after life. Then you'll understand. Because when you go to some other Vaishnava organization, they'll explain you that if you become chant Hare Krishna and you do this and you enter this life, Prabhupada would say that. But there are a few conditions, like chant Krishna name purely serve Vaishnavas. Yes, if you become a pure Vaishnava, there is no question. But to become a pure Vaishnava, it's not an easy thing. So you should be prepared yourself to go this route, life after life. And you have to also understand one thing. Your guru is not just Avadhut Maharaj or like this devotee or that. It's Krishna coming in the form of holy name and giving you the media. Remember, Krishna is always dealing through media. He also has somebody in the middle. He's not going to deal with you directly. No, he doesn't deal directly with anybody. He deals directly with like Radharani. And Lalita already lays on, and Lalita expanding to other gopis, and other gopis expecting to other gopis. But it's a very interesting thing. As more indirectly you with Krishna, is more close to Krishna. Because sometimes the senior gopi, they don't want to disturb Krishna and his paramour pastimes. They send junior gopi, which is like very young girls, which means like they have no gender maturity. They're just two young girls, 9 years old. They can go to Krishna because they're not competitors. They're not like women from biological standard point of view. That's why those manjaris, those very pure, very young, and they stay young forever. They're like serving Krishna in a very intimate level. Even other gopis cannot come, but they can come. That is the Rupa Goswami in our line and his associates. So it's all very esoteric. In other missions, some people talk about this bullshit, but we know it's very respectable, very esoteric. We don't touch those topics. It's not our daily discussion. But we should know that's what our gurus are. They're very close servitors of Guru. How close they are, they work directly under Lalita, Radharani, and Astasaki, but due to their spiritual purity, they have very intimate relationship with Krishna that no one else can get. So that is we know about our spiritual family, our spiritual life. So everything else is details, and little instructions come with chanting. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. So while I'm doing this, somebody will chant Kirtan, maybe Keshwananda Prabhu. So we're not just, we're sound supportive. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Okay, Shri Vasaki. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Premanande, Hare Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Gaurang Radha Mahadev Chivasundar ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Govardhan ki Jai. Mushtapat Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaja ki Jai. Mushtapat Shri Bhakti Roshad Shridhar Dev Goswami Maharaja ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Guru Varga ki Jai. Jai Shri Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaja ki Jai. Shrimati Bhakti Lalita ki Jai. Jai Keshavananda Prabhu ki Jai. Sandeep Prabhu ki Jai. Maheshwari Didi ki Jai. All the devotees ki Jai. Lalita Mohini Didi ki Jai. Bhakti Vrinda ki Jai. Ruke. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakti Vrinda. Это панчататва мантра. Теперь слушай Харе Кришна мантру. Харе Кришна, Кришна Кришна, Харе Харе. Харе Рам, Рам Рам, Харе Харе. Харе Кришна, Кришна Кришна, Харе Харе. Харе Рам, Рам Рам, Харе Харе. Харе Кришна, Кришна Кришна, Харе Харе. Харе Рам, Рам Харе Харе. Харе Кришна, Кришна Кришна, Харе Харе. Харе Рам, Рам, Харе Харе. Воспеваю эту махамантру от большой бусины к малой на четках, не пересекая сумеру. Вот эта вот большая бусина называется сумеру. Когда к маленькой приходишь, начинаешь воспевать обратно, в обратном направлении. То есть всегда туда, обратно. Это Кришна. Все вокруг Кришны крутится. Джай Шри Гуру Махараджа ки джай. Вот. Твое духовное имя сегодняшнего дня будет Ананта Рупа Прабhu. Ананта Рупа. Джай Шри Гуру Махараджа ки джай. Ананта Рупа Прабhu ки джай. Бери цветы. Om Jnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Chalkaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Esha Sashantana Pushkam Shri Gurave Namaha Jai Shri Guru Maharaj ki Jai Namashishtu Manamapi Shachiputra Matra Swarupam Rupa Radha Kundam Giri Ura Mahasmin Jai Shri Guru Maharaj ki Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai Shri Guru Maharaj ki Jai. So just like this plate of prasadam you're supposed to offer to Guru, it says the guru receiving the disciple receiving mantra, but the disciple is supposed to give dakshina. Dakshina means he's offering his service. But important, he's also offering service to holy name. Malika Upabhashya. Your beads should not be fast. You should chant every day at least 4 rounds, minimum. But you should always remember Krishna. When you sleep, when you take baths, when you shower, you should always think Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 24 hours. So in the beginning, the chanting become mental, but eventually the mantra is supposed to go to the heart. And only through the heart chanting, the reality of chanting will be pursued. So very first stage is Chaitad Varpana Marjana, to purify your mind. And remember, the best chanting is loud chanting with an association of those who believe in Krishna, which means Sankirtan. But if you chant on your own, you can also chant loud, Hare Krishna, so you can hear the name. Hearing is very important. Hearing and chanting, Shravanam, Kirtanam, and chanting with devotees, and chanting your own japa at least 4 rounds a day. But normally you should chant 4 hours and 4 hours more and 4 hours more and 4 hours more. But you start from 4 rounds. Do you understand? Govinda Maharaj used to joke. He said 16 rounds of offenses, not as good as 4 rounds of offenses. So you have to go to non-offensive chanting, which means with intention, with love, with service, dedication, and then you can increase your chanting. But man manab havamat bhakta, always remember Krishna. You understand? I'm trying, like if you don't see me with beads, I'm trying to remember Krishna. I'm trying to remember my Guru every day. Every day, when I wake up, I open eyes, I pray to my Guru. I try to say, oh Gurudev, please give me some service, please forgive me all the offenses, but let me continue service. That's a very internal process, not an external process. So you're in the line of Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Srila Guru Maharaj, which is a very deep line. You should also learn all our books. Srila Sridhar Maharaj's books, you should read all. You should listen to lectures of Govinda Maharaj, and you are English speaking, then you are very qualified. If you listen to Goswami Maharaj, like he's a very exalted soul, and he's dealing with our Siddhanta. So he's, in the world of Goswami Maharaj, we may not do every service perfect, but we have to connect with the perfect Siddhanta. So that's very important. And, you're in association of your God brothers and friends, like, Nityananda, or, Devendra, you're working with Devendra, doing service with Devendra, but all others as well. So you're a very fortunate soul because you acquire very good friends and continue relationship. So when you'll be in Moscow, you also should participate in programs when you can, but eventually you should dedicate your skills and knowledge to, Krishna consciousness. Like, I was very disappointed that there's no one good film about Mahaprabhu. There's no good film about Mahaprabhu. So we should make something great. There was something great in Bengal, there's some great documentary, but there's no very good cinematic work of Mahaprabhu. So, and Mahaprabhu is very subtle identity. The time that he left, his own self, then you cannot almost film Mahaprabhu, you should deal with shadows. Like the way I would film Mahaprabhu is dealing with his shadow. The way he's danced, like this would be the shadow for me, because we can't really show Mahaprabhu, he's too beautiful. You can't really, anybody you show as Mahaprabhu will not match that divine stance. So dealing with shadow of Mahaprabhu, you can. But it's a very cinematic, almost Fellini-like approach, how to make film about person. And of course, poetry, the music, the images, the Lord Jagannath, all these things are incredibly important. So Madhavi, I don't know if Madhavi here or not. Madhavi is this? Yes. So she, according to my asking, she drew some Mahaprabhu Leela, which is, I like it because it's in Patachitra style. It's also iconic style. But, it's not super realistic because it's very difficult to do realistically the beauty of Mahaprabhu. And if you look at ISKCON books, sometimes he look like women, sometimes he look like a Western guy from ISKCON. So, but his iconic images, almost like his deities of, Dameshwara Mahaprabhu or Madhavi's drawings, are very good because they're representing some, I would say, standard of beauty from, like Patachitra is primitive style, but we can say from some primitivism style of art, it's still showing as very beautiful, the big eyes and his posture. So I would expect you to do something great with devotees for Krishna and for Guru Maharaj. Otherwise, why you have all your skills, why you have all your knowledge, why anything came to you if you cannot serve Krishna? And at the same time, as much as you serve Krishna, you'll be more. But it doesn't mean that you should become perfect devotee, but you also have to become perfect filmmaker. So there's so many ways of perfection for you. But if you have a sincere attitude and you have no ego, because the ego is the biggest enemy, right? Jividoya, it's the first thing is like to give up the ego, right? And ego, it's easy to give up ego for someone who's not qualified, but for those who's very qualified, very difficult to give up ego. So you should continue humble, sincere as you are. You have this nature naturally, and be with people like Nityananda and Devendra. Like Nityananda, a very qualified man, but I know he's a very humble man, and he's like very simple-hearted man. So that's what we expect. We expect some sharpness and greatness, but at the same time, simplicity, friendships, and servicehood. And then, through that kind of quality, you will achieve heart of Vaishnavas. And as Govinda Maharaj being himself, super tolerant, super humble, Govinda Maharaj would love all of you. He would love Nityananda. He would love all the devotees. And actually, the reason I'm doing this, to tell you honestly, after Govinda Maharaj left, it was like big shock for me. I thought I may be not interested to become guru, or not even interesting anybody. But then second idea came to me. So now you want to what? You want to give up Krishna consciousness, and you want to give up your guru, and you just go to the world of materialist, and no, it's not. As much as I live, I try to fulfill wish of my guru, as much as imperfect I am, as what Govinda Maharaj expects. So after some time, I saw my guru. It was like last year. Govinda Maharaj came to me in a dream. And I thought, well, I have to tell him why I'm doing so many things wrong. But Govinda Maharaj not listening. He just embraced me. Recently, he came to Makanchora. Also embraced Makanchora. So I'm thinking, our guru hasn't left us. That is at least what I know. We may not be the perfect, but I know our guru hasn't left us, which means we have the great opportunity. However, religion means proper adjustment. We have to adjust ourselves, and which means like give up our negative tendency towards our spiritual tendency. But we'll try. We have a very good team. We have very good people. We have a very good goal. So we have to continue. Thank you so much for the manga. Jai Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Janavi, this is for you. Your advertising can be on this manga. I call it Janavi. Okay, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Govardhan ki Jai, Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. No. Happy Guru and happy disciple. I gave him the beats of the manga. The beats are not cheap, but manga is not cheap either. Jai Guru Maharaj. By the way, this beats made by great devotee. His name Garidas. He's Govardhan Baba. It's not beats from shop. It's one of a kind. So you also an exclusive servitor, and you get an exclusive beats. I hope. And I'm getting the manga. It's in Russian. They never give me a manga for the initiation. Maybe sometimes, very rarely. It's here. I get 1,000 rubles, which is a lot of money in Russia. Jai Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Okay? So give manga to Janavi. She'll give to her mom. And give the apple to Maheshwari.
Maharaj, this is what I met when I was in a kindergarten.
Okay. Jai. That's very good. I will keep for you as a guru personal thing. Do you understand? So you made in kindergarten, now I'm using this. Now this become a guru prasad. So keep this as not a kindergarten thing, as a guru prasad, okay? Jai Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Hari Horaya Namo Krishna Yadovaya Namo Hani Yadovaya Madhovaya Keshivaya Namo Hani.